भवगोचरः स एव मृतिभीत्यादि रहितं ब्रह्म नेतरत्. To know any object, that is prameya. Prameya, the thing that is to be known. To know an object, prameya. Pramata, the knower, the one who wants to know, makes use of pramana, the means of knowledge, to gain the prama knowledge. In the case of knowing the objects that are inert in nature, pramata has to make use of appropriate pramana to gain the knowledge. But when it comes to the knowledge of Atma Swarupa, the things are different. Pramata himself is a real entity or a notional false entity. Pramata means to knower. Knower means actually it is one modification of ahankara. Ahankara, the notional I, wherein the identification with the embodiment is there, and that inert embodiment is mistaken as I. So that ahankara, truly speaking, it is neither Atma, which is free from all upadhis, nor inert embodiment, gross bodies, subtle bodies, because they are inert in nature. Ahankara appears to be sentient, sachetana. Actually speaking, ahankara is what? Is antakarana vritti. I am this body. It is an antakarana vritti. By itself is inert in nature, but poses as the one who is sentient entity. But you can't say it belongs to Atma, because in Atma this antakarana vritti of I notion etc. is not there. So this ahankara by itself is a false entity, and with respect to knowing, he poses as who? Pramata, the knower. And for this Pramata, the knower, to know an object that is inert in nature, Pramana is required and the Prama is gained. But Atma is the very basis, the content of this Pramata. Cannot be an object of this Pramata because it is verily the Anubhava Swarupa, Swayam Prakasha Swarupa, Jnana Swarupa, not knowledge of a thing but very knowledge principle. And this Swayam Jyoti, this being the case, it cannot be an object of any Pramana. If it cannot be object of Pramana and if it is by itself Anubhava Swarupa, is it not that all the time we should gain Anubhava of Atma in true to its nature, like Surya, Saprakasha, Prakasha, all along the light is there. So why do you not get it? That is not because of any problem at the level of Atma, it is because of the defects of the mind. This mind, Antakarna, the mind has got three defects, just as the sun is self-luminous. It doesn't need any other light to illumine. But if the clouds cover your sight, you will not be able to see the sun. The clouds have to move away. Like this, here some covering is there. And that is at the level of Antakarna or the mind. And this mind has got three defects. What are they? Mala, Vikshepa and Avarna. Mala. What is this Mala? Mala is what is called as the Duritas. Duritas on account of our papas in the past, either this life or in the more in the past life, which give adverse circumstances, adverse experiences, which cause an obstruction in the pursuit of our gaining the knowledge. That Durita has to be terminated, has to be nullified. It has to be nullified. Again, the Antakarna mind is agitated, restless. It has to be made single pointed. So that is what is called Vikshipta mind has to be made Nischala. Third one, there is ignorance. What is our true nature is not known. Avarna. Mala, Vikshepa, Avarna. These pose the obstruction at the level of the mind. How are we to handle? By Karma Yoga, we have to put forth efforts to nullify the Duritas of the past. By Upasana, we have to gain the Chitta Naishal. Then what remains is Avarna, veiling. In spite, that means by Duritakshaya and Chitta Naishalya, what are we gaining? We are gaining a mind which is calm and composed, peaceful, absorbed, and which has got this capacity of single pointed application, what is called as Chitta Naishchalya. Steadiness of the mind we get by Upasana. Karma Yoga removes the Duritas, therefore mind is what? Becomes calm and composed. This way, here is a mind. Now this mind has to take to inquiry to get rid of the erroneous notion about oneself, the Avarna. The veiling of our true nature has to be eliminated, for which what is to be taken to Shravana, and having taken to Shravana, by inquiry ignorance removed, Manana, doubts have to be dispelled, Nididhyasana, that knowledge has to be made firm by getting rid of erroneous notions which still linger only because of the habit. So this is what has to be done. So that means in the state of ignorance, this Pramata, the Pramata who wants to gain now, Jidnyasu, who wants to gain the knowledge is still there or not? He wants to gain the Atma Jnana, but still Atma Jnana is not gained. He has to pursue with the handling of Vritakshaya, Chitta, Vikshiptata and also Avarna. Now he proceeds with this. Actually speaking, Atma, Anubhava Swarupa Atma, the very knowledge principle Swarupa Atma doesn't need any Pramana. Pramanas, means of knowledge, are meant for things to be known as an object by the Pramata, which are inert in nature. Still, here Pramana is required not to know Atma, but to remove our wrong concept about our true nature, Atma. That pramana is nothing but Vedanta. Vedanta makes us inquire as to what is my true nature in contrast to what we believe ourselves to be or what we mistake ourselves to be. So it arrests our attention and makes us inquire how whatever we have mistaken presently as I, at whether gross body level, subtle body level, none of these can ever be Atma Sarupa. So by making us inquire, it makes us discover these are not, that way this cannot be our Swarupa. When this is done and the wrong notions are eliminated and the mind is ready, when the cognition comes, at that time neither the pramata can be there nor the very pramana of Vedanta also, what happens? It gets relegated to the back without any more function for it to do. That is what we find here in the Bhashya of second chapter Gita, 69th stanza. He says, this pramana of Vedanta is required only to remove ignorance, but not to know Atma. Why? Even Atma is not a prameya, an object to be known by pramata, because anything that pramata knower handles in terms of pramana is only in the realm of the world. Pramata knower, making use of pramanas and doing anything, any acrobatics the fellow can do, he can know only the things, which are in the world, not the Atma Sarupa. Not the Atma Sarupa. So therefore, what happens? At the final stage of direct cognition of Atma Sarupa, which we have seen as Atmanubhava, the Pramata himself disappears, and Pramana, having done the job, it also retires. So this is what Bhashyakara points out in Bhashya of second chapter Gita, stanza 69. He says, Pramatritvam hi Atmanaha nivartayati antyam pramanam. Antyam pramana, the final pramana. Because many pramanas are pratyaksha, direct perception is a pramana, inference is a pramana, illustration is pramana. The final pramana is what? Vedanta pramana. This pramana, what does it do? Pramatritvam hi Atmanaha. The pramatritva, the status of Atma as pramata, the knower, which is due to ignorance, nivartayati, it removes. Who does it? Antyam pramanam. Antyam pramanam is the final pramana, the Vedanta pramana. And then what does it do thereby? Pramatritvam nivartayad evacha, while eliminating the status of pramata which is wrongly ascribed to Atma, which is truly not its feature. So while pramatritvam nivartayadeva, while removing this wrong notion or the wrong status of pramata for Atma, what does it do? Apramani bhavati. Itself, who itself is who? Vedanta pramana itself becomes apramana, means it loses the status of being a pramana. Is it possible? Illustration he gives. Swapna kala pramanam iva prabodhi. Like the means of knowledge we have got in dream. In dream the dreamer sees many objects or not? With what? Dream eyes. He hears with the dream ear, etc. After waking up, what happens? Is that there, was it useful or not? Certainly. But after waking up, it is no more available. It also gets terminated. Like that, in the ignorance, state of ignorance, all this pramata, pramana, Vedanta pramana was useful. But what happens? He himself gets, that pramana itself gets, that means apramani bhati, it becomes redundant, it has no job to function. And where is pramata now? Pramata also has disappeared. What is remaining now? What is remaining is Atma only. But how can we know? You need not know. Why not know? Itself is very knowledge principle. In fact, all other types of knowledge, all other types of experiences are possible because of this Anubhava Swarupa, Jnana Swarupa, Atma. So itself doesn't need pramana, pramata, nothing it needs. But pramana is required only for, that is removing the ignorance. This pramata goes, is an interesting example you can see. Ramakrishna Paramahansa used to give that example. A salt doll plunged into the ocean to measure the depth of it. What happened? It plunged in the ocean to measure the depth of the ocean. Where is the salt doll? Disappear. Likewise, this Pramata, with all effort, tried to what? Know Atma. In the course, himself got totally terminated because was a false entity. When it can get terminated? Because it is false. If it is true, it can't get terminated. So this is how, that is what, at the final level, neither in the direct cognition, which is called Atmanubhava, Pramata is not there, nor is the Pramana. But till then the Pramana Vedanta has to do the job to remove our wrong notion. In this manner, for Atmanubhava, no, for Atma Jnana, the basic content is Atmanubhava. So here, one doubt is possible. What is that doubt? As for this we have already seen. What is it? If we take the word Anubhava as Aparoksha Jnana, it doesn't fit in, it makes us land in absurdity. It is just not possible. Doubt is like this. We know Shruti or Vedanta is the Pramana, means means of knowledge. Means of knowledge. Of which knowledge? Atma Jnana. In gaining the knowledge of oneself. We know that. Now, what does this Shruti Pramana say? We can get this. In fact, I had told all you also in one of the meditation sessions, open eye meditation session. Sarvam khaluvidam Brahma. Everything is Brahma. That is what? Everything is Brahma or Atma. That is one thing. And that Brahma is Jagataha Adhishthana. It is the basis of entire creation. That is one thing. Again, this world we may perceive, but this perceived world is mithya, false in nature. Who tells this? Shruti, means Vedanta. Upanishads tell us. And Upanishad is the Pramana. So therefore, everything is Brahma, and Pramana's job is to make us know whatever that cannot be known by any other means. So everything is Brahma, Jagat is Mithya. One thing. Other thing is Kenopanishad. Pratibodha viditam matam. Bodham prati viditam. With respect to each and every thought, what you can find there? Atma Swarupa, the Chaitanya, which this also we have seen. That Chaitanya Swarupa, Atma, is with respect to each and every thought, because without the Chaitanya Rupa Atma, no thought can be ever cognized. Pratibodha viditam matam means each and every thought which we cognize, is there a thought which you don't cognize? Is there a thought which you don't appreciate or cognize? Means it has come in your mind, but you are not aware of it. Why not? The very moment a thought crops up in the mind, it gets illumined by Chaitanya, and it is no. There is no question of thought is born and not known is not possible. Now, every thought which is known means every thought that crops up gets imbued with Chaitanya Rupa Atma. Yes or no? Chaitanya Rupa Atma. That is one aspect. Again, Kenopanishad says, this embodiment of ours, which are this Deha, Indriya, Prana, Mana, all these, on their own can't. The one because of which this embodiment function is who? Atma. Is it not? The question is not knowing this. That one because of which all these thoughts are known, the one because of which this embodiment is able to function is Atma. Everything is nothing but and that Atma itself is Brahma. Who has told this? Shruti. But Shruti has got the authority, because not authority. Shruti is the means to say so, because no one else can say so. And Shruti also says this Atma itself Brahma. Everything is Brahma. This knowing, is it not Atma Jnana? Why do you insist on this Atmanubhava? And this, look at, this is not Tom, Dick, Harry, Hector. Who has told this? Shruti. And Shruti is meant for a purpose. Because Apaurushaya, it cannot be known by either means that to tell that whose job it is. It is job. That's all. This is what Atma, and Jagat is, entire Jagat is Hey, first it is Brahma, but Jagat is false. Where is the role of your Atmanubhava? Is it not Atma Jnana? Why not? Naishkarmya Siddhi, these fellows have. In Naishkarmya Siddhi, contact had come and therefore this was discussed. That's why for certain section of people it is not a new thing, because they already thoroughly discussed in Naishkarmya Siddhi. This cannot be aparoksh, it is knowledge. Look, we have also made use of it, but we will still proceed further. So, this can give us paroksha jnana, that such and such Atma does exist. And it is not somewhere remote, in and through each and every thought of ours, we can cognize it. That is what it says. So therefore, we should exactly know the role of this Shruti, Pratibodha Viditam Matam. So, actually what this means, this is an inferential knowledge. Knowing the one because of which every thought is made known, the one because of which this entire embodiment is able to function. That Chaitanya is my Swarupa, is not aparoksha jnana, it is paroksha jnana. And paroksha jnana, it is required. That's why we have to proceed from that further only. It is required, it is not the aparoksha jnana. So we should know the role of this Pratibodha Vidita. I just bring to your notice what Bhashyakar has put in Phenobhishan. What is this Pratibodha Viditam? Pratibodha means Bodham Pratibodha means Bodham Prati. What is Bodha there? Each and every pratyaya. Bodha means that each and every pratyaya. What is pratyaya? Knowledge of a specific object. There Bodha means pratyaya. Pratyaya means knowledge of a specific object. When you say a specific object, we mean an object having certain visheshas, having certain attributes, means having certain attributes which are like Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, which is finite in nature. That one. So Bodham Prati, that Bodha is every pratyaya, knowledge of specific object. This Bodham Prati, this pratyaya can only serve as a dvara. Dvara means of gaining the knowledge. That's what Bhashyakara says. Pratyayanam atmavabodha dvaratvam. And commenting is Pratibodha Vidmatam, Bhashyakara says, Pratyayanam atmavabodha dvaratvam. Pratyayas have got the status of being a dwara, like a gate, means a means of gaining the knowledge. Means this pratyaya specific knowledge, that is the knowledge of a given thing, having a particular attribute, and means having some guna dharmas, can serve as a means to gain the knowledge of Atma. But that Atma by itself is free from all guna dharmas. That Atma itself is free from all the attributes. No attributes can belong to Atma. So therefore, so that because of which you cognize pratyaya is Atma, but the pratyaya itself is not the characteristic feature of Atma. So that is how we can make use of these pratyayas to know what the Swarup, that I said. While making use of this, the composed mind is already required. If you do that in these terms of appreciation, the pratyaya gets relegated to the back, and what you are able to appreciate is direct cognition of the Swarupa. This is like a pole vault. Pole vault, it can help you to jump that side, but you can't carry the wall, but that means the stick that you have to throw it, otherwise it is foul. Likewise, these pratyayas are like what? Pole vault. With the help of that, we can arrive at Swarupa, but finally we have to throw them back, because these pratyayas cannot be the specific vrittis which give the knowledge of a given thing, cannot be the attributes of Atma. So they have no entry in Atma Swarupa because they don't belong to Atma. So they have to be shown back. This is what Bhashyakar there explains. That is, he says, Pratyayaha tattalohavat. He takes an illustration. A red hot iron box. Pratyayaha. Pratyaya means what? These vritti which give the knowledge of a specific thing. Specific of knowledge of specific object. Antakana vritti. Pratyayaha, he says, they are like Pratyayaha tattalohavat. Tattaloha means an iron piece which is heated to become red hot. Means fire is permeating in and through the loha. Loha. Then he says, how is like that? What is the taptatva here? He says, Nitya Vijnana Swarupatma Vyaptatva. Because vrittiyas, antakarana vrittis corresponding to a given object are always vyapta, are permeated by what? Nitya Vijnana Swarupa. Nitya Vijnana Swarupa means The Atma Swarupa, which is always the knowledge principle. Itself is knowledge principle, knowledge principle, knowledge principle. Nitya Vijnana Swarupatma Vyaptatvat. That's why they appear like this. How they appear? Vijnana Swarupa Bhasaha. Means, in Vijnana Swarupa Bhasa means there is an avabhasa, pratibimba of Vijnana Swarupa. In and to these pratyaya, these thoughts corresponding to given object, there is the pratibimba, chidabhasa, reflection of Chaitanya. Chaitanya pratibimba is there. And that is what it says, Vijnana Swarupa Bhasaha. Whereas Atma is distinct from these pratyaya. Just as fire is distinct from that loha or not? Fire is distinct from that iron ball. Is it not like that? He says, Tadanyavabhasasya Atma. Where Atma is Tadanyavabhasasya. Avabhasa also means bimba. Peculiarity there. Earlier avabhasa we have seen as what? Pratibimba. Avabhasa also means bimba, the original one. Tadanyavabhasa means Tesham Anyavabhasasya bimba bhutaha. The one who is the original one, because of which Chaitanya pratibimba was available. By that is the one is who? Atma. Atma is not the Chaitanya pratibimba, distinct from that pratibimba reflection of Chaitanya. The original Chaitanya is Atma, which makes them appear as imbued with the knowledge principle. Therefore, tad vilakshanaha. Atma is taihi vilakshanaha, tad vilakshanaha. Distinct, different from all these pratyayas. How? Agnivat. In tapta loha, in Agni is what? Agni different from the loha. Like that, this Atma is different from all the pratyayas, which vrittis, which give the knowledge of specific thing. Agnivat upalabhyate. Because of this reason, iti tena. Tena, by that what? That pratyayena. No, tena means by that Atma. Te pratyayaha. Because of this reason, because the pratyayas are so imbued with Atma, Chaitanya Bhasa, Chaitanya Pratibimba, because of that, te means those pratyayas, dwari bhavanti atmopalabdhau. They serve as a dwara, the gateway or a door or the means in gaining the Atma Jnana. This is Kinopita, 2nd chapter, 4th mantra, or Atmopalabdha. This is like what we find in Taittiriya Bhruguvalli also. Means pratyayas are given as the means, like a pole vault. But with that you have to arrive at our Swarupa, Atma Swarupa. Because pratyayas cannot belong to Atma, cannot be the intrinsic feature of Atma. This is just like where in the Bhruguvalli, the Varuna teaches his own son Bhrugu. What you say? So before giving the lakshana of what Brahma is, he says, Annam pranam chakshushrotram manovachamiti tagumhovacha yato va imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayante visamvishanti tad vijidnyasasva tad brahmeti. He gave the defined Brahma. What is Brahma? Yato va imani bhutani jayante. The one from whom entire Jagat is born. Yena jatani jivanti, having been born, in whom all beings and objects, entire Jagat exists. Yat prayantapi samvishanti, in whom it merges back at the time of destruction, that is Brahma. But to discover that this to be Brahma, he gave dwaras, the means. You please inquire on these lines. What are those? Annam pranam chakshushrotram manovachamiti. Annam. Annam stands there for Annamaya Kosha. Pancha, that is Pancha Koshas, that's what he means. Annam stands for Annamaya Kosha. Pranam stands for Pranamaya Kosha. Chakshushrotram for Manomaya or Vijnanamaya Kosha. Manaha, Manomaya Kosha. Vacham, again Pranamaya, Karmendriya, Pranamaya Kosha. Like this. These 5 koshas, Pancha Koshas, he gave as the means with the help of which you make use of this keynote address that Brahma is of such nature, and to you inquire on the guidelines of this Pancha Koshas to discover what Brahma is. But these Pancha Koshas cannot itself be Brahma. They can only be Dwara. So there also Bhashyakara says, Etani. Etani means Anna, Prana, Chakshu, Shrotra, Mana, Vacha, Vichar, Pancha Koshas. Etani. Brahmopalabdhau dwarani uktavan. In gaining the Brahma Jnana, he is what? He told them as what? Dwarani. Dwarani, the means as it were. So, uktva dvara bhutani, etani, having told annam, pranam, etc., the dwaras to gain the knowledge of Brahma. So then what he did? Annadini. What are those annadini? Anna, etc. Brahmanaha lakshanam uktavan yato va imani, etc. Told the lakshana of Brahma, yato va imani, etc. So therefore, with the help of this pratyayas pratibodha, what we gain, that knowledge we get is inferential. This text also now. The question is going to come, asked by Valakilyas to Prajapati. So how come this inert embodiment is able to function? Who makes it function, etc.? So that means inert embodiment cannot function on its own. Some sentient entity is required. So in that way, says, so that is this knowledge because of which the pratyayas are able to, no, the pratyayas are known. Pratyayas are known. The embodiment is able to function is an inferential knowledge because inert thing cannot be known on its own, nor an inert thing cannot function on its own. So this is what is, that is inferential knowledge and cannot be aparoksha jnana. It is only paroksha jnana. Sureshwaracharya in the 3rd chapter of Naishkarmya Siddhi brushes this aside as he says, as lingadhina tat pratipattihi. Such, no doubt Shruti has told, in fact Shruti also is not required, any common sense can, that means infer this. There must be some principle distinct from this which makes them understand because inert thing cannot function. So Shruti also has made use of such yukti also and inferred also because that lingadhina tat pratipatti. Knowledge gained so like pratibodha vidtam etc. if it is only at that level in the short of direct cognition, short of atmanubhava, it is what? Lingadhina. Linga means a sign, a mark. For example, smoke is the linga for fire. If you see the smoke, you can straight away infer there is what? Fire, because without the fire there can't be smoke. Wherever there is smoke, there must be necessarily fire. You may see or you may not see the fire, but there is fire, and this is inferred knowledge is correct because there is a vyapti. That is a rule that wherever there is smoke, there is fire. So linga, a mark or a sign. So that way, this knowledge that this is Atma Swarupa, that is lingadhina tat pratipatti. That pratipatti, that knowledge depends on linga. Again he continues, linga vyavadhanena tat pratipattehi. Such knowledge, linga vyavadhanena means linga dwarena. Linga vyavadhanena tat pratipattehi. Such knowledge is of nature which is inferred knowledge. So, and afterwards he remarks, nahi linga vyavadhanena atma pratipattihi sakshat pratipattihi bhavati. In Sambandhokti of 3rd chapter, 57th stanza. Linga vyavadhanena atma pratipatti. Atma jnana through linga vyavadhanena means linga dwarena. Through such linga, whatever knowledge of Atma you get, he says, that is nahi sakshat pratipattihi bhavati. It cannot be the direct knowledge. No doubt inferred knowledge useful. It cannot be direct cognition. It has no, what is called as it is not sakshatkara. Sakshatkara means direct cognition. So it is na sakshat pratipattihi na bhavati. Means any linga, such sign or a mark can prove only the existence of the thing. When you see the smoke yonder on the mountain, you are not able to see the fire. You infer what? There is fire. That inference is correct. And the existence of fire is also correct, though you have not directly seen the fire. This is what is called, he says, therefore, a linga proves the existence of a given thing but does not give the direct cognition. So here, therefore, he says, clarifies, lingam astitva nishtham. Third chapter, 57th stanza of Naishkarmya Siddhi. This is a very important thing. Lingam astitva nishtham. A linga proves the existence of a given thing. If you have seen the smoke, it proves that there is fire and you are right. Why? Without fire, there can't be smoke. So you have seen the smoke, you infer there is fire, your inference is correct, it is inferential knowledge, right? But what you have directly cognized is not the fire, but what? Smoke. That is important. What you have seen is smoke, but not the fire. But you have inferred there is fire. Likewise, here what you directly cognize is pratyayas, pratibodha. What you are directly cognizing here is what? Pratyayas, the thoughts, and not the one because of which they are aware of. Again, Atma is said to be the very Pramatru Swarupa, the very Swarupa, the true nature of Ahankara, because Pramata by itself inert cannot function, Ahankara by itself is inert cannot function, therefore Chaitanya must be there. That is my Swarupa. If you say that also is what? Linga Vyavadhana Pratipatti. So that is on account of Linga in between. What you directly cognize is who? Ahankara, Pramata, and you infer this inert entity has to have the Chaitanya, without which it can't function. So that also is inferential knowledge. So that being the case, so this Pratibodha is a means, but only saying that itself, therefore every Antakarana vritti is imbued with Chaitanya, and that is what you say. That is not the direct cognition, it is only inferred knowledge, cannot be aparoksha jnana. That's one thing. About the Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma and Jagat is Mithya. Why do you need Atmanubhava? Shruti is Pramana. So why do you need Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma? This statement has to be taken how? Can you tell me? No. This statement is true. This is true because Shruti has said this. Chandogya, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. I have also quoted this. How it is to be taken? No. Look, this snake is rope. Suppose in the darkness you saw a snake, but I knew what it is. This snake is rope. Or I say, this is a rope. Which one? What you are exactly saying is what? Snake. How are you going to take my statement? And because I am a Swami, therefore you have got Shraddha in my word. Once Shraddha is there, anything is told, no, is followed after. How are you going to take this way? I am not bluffed. I have told the truth only. Yes, you take the light and see. Okay. Then what you saw there? Rope. Then you say, this Swami bluffed. Can you? There is a way. It is this snake. When I say this snake is what? Rope means what you call technically Badhita Samanadhikaranya. It's the Badhita Samanadhikaranya means truly it is not snake, but the mistaken snake which you are seeing, that whatever you are seeing by mistake as snake, in reality is what? Rope. Means you bring the light, you see the rope, discard the snake, and it is what? It is, you see that it is the rope and not the snake. What is called as Sthanurayam Purushaha. Other example. This thief is what? Post. While walking, let us say, somebody mistook a post for a thief. Friend also was there. He also had committed the same mistake earlier day. Okay. Now he knows it is not a thief but a post. And he says what? Sthanurayam Purusha. This thief that you are telling is who? A post. Means what? That thief has to be discarded, and what is reality is there only? Post. So also, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. From Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, Nama Rupatmaka Jagat, what you do? Discard, take the basis, the Chaitanya Adhisthana Brahma. That is what is Brahma. And when such Badhita thing, when can you know that? It is therefore what happens? It is Mithya, but when can you know Mithya? This snake that you have seen is mithya. When can you say? You have to directly see the rope. Means adhishthana yathatmya jnanam vina mithyatvam na siddham. Without directly cognizing the basis, you can't say that is false. Because see, I say it is not, it is a rope. And you have not verified it to be a rope, but you have seen snake only. Only because I am saying you have got Shraddha in me, you can nod the head, but truly you have not verified it is not a snake. You can't say it is false. You may say false because you have got Shraddha, but it is not your verified knowledge. You have to see, and once you see the rope, afterwards you need not tell also the snake is false. It is very obvious. So, Brahma's Jagat Mithya, provided you directly cognize Satyam Brahma Adhisthana, then only that Mithya word, they say, till then, Shruti has told, Shruti can't tell wrong thing. So with all Shraddha, I have to probe to discover myself. That's why I said, when Shruti is Pramana, Upanishad Pramana, it is a verifiable Pramana and not a non-verifiable Pramana like Nitya Paroksha Svarga. So that from that standpoint, when we are speaking of knowledge, we have to take into account two aspects. Perhaps you have seen in Nirguna Manasa Puja also the two aspects. So, what Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yavan Yaschasmi Tattvataha. In stanza 54 in Bhagavad Gita. One in this, the one who has got Bhakti, he has said that Bhakti stands for that, in that particular context, Bhakti stands for Jnana Nishtha. The one who has got this Jnana Nishtha knows me in toto. Me means who? Me, the Ishvara as Brahma Sarupas, me in toto. Yavan Yaschasmi. Bhashyakara comments, what is that Yavan and Yaschasmi? Gives a clear idea as to what is the Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana in IT. What is it? Yavan, he says, Aham Upadhikrita Vistara. Me, the Parameshwara, is who? Upadhikrita Vistara Bheda. All this Jagat which is able in terms of all Upadhi is who? Me only. Again, Yaschasmi Tattvata says, Aham Vidvasta Sarvopadhi Bhedaha. Me who? I am the one in whom all Upadhis are totally terminated. Not even a wee bit any Upadhi there. Bhashyakara explains further as Chaitanya Matraika Rasam. My Swarupa is what? Chaitanya Matraika Rasam. With respect to Jagat, what is said? Entire Jagat is nothing but Upadhi, expanse of Upadhi which are projected in me. But truly what is me? Totally free from this. This both aspect has to be cognized. If suppose, if only Chaitanya Matraika Rasa Sarva Upadhi Bheda Rahita, that is the problem if Ashtanga Yogi can face, if he has not taken to the Shruti Pramana, because he appreciates the Chaitanya Swarupa only. But what happens for him, that this is my Swarupa is there still not known, and therefore the body and the Jagat still remains to be real. And that is why all along he tries to be in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, which is not possible. No doubt very covetable thing, but not possible. If had he taken to Shruti Pramana, he could have ascertained, this is my Swarupa, this embodiment can't be me, and because I have cognized the Chaitanya Rupa Atma Brahma free from Upadhi, that is the true nature. Jagat is false. Shruti points. This is how the Shruti Pramana works. So that being the case, so that is, though actually we have seen that Ashtanga Yogi has got Atmanubhava, he has got Shuddha Antakarana. All that is required, little Shravana means little inquiry, Atma Vichara as per the Vedanta Shastra is required. Certainly he can gain the knowledge. From that standpoint, that Yathatmya Jnana, that means without Yathatmya Jnana, without discovering the Chaitanya Sarupa Atma Brahma totally free from all Adhyastha, you can't say the Jagat as Mithya. Of course, we can say because Shruti says, but it is not your verified knowledge. So that Yathatmya Jnana is complete when you have directly cognized Chaitanya Ikamatra Rasam free from Upadhi. At the same time, entire Upadhi is what? Nothing but superimposed on Atma Sarupa, Brahma Sarupa, then only it can be complete. Till then, such statement, Pratibodha Viditam, Sarvam Khalvidam, etc., can help us to, that means arrive at what Atma Sarupa is. It is only Linga, that is what is inferred knowledge, it is certainly paroksha jnana, necessary in the beginning, first stage, and but not the aparoksha jnana. From that standpoint, now take the stanza 49. Evam vyavasthite, that is evam tattve vyavasthite. When the tattva is ascertained so far, yaha asau, whatever this, anubhava gocharaha atma. Anubhava gochara atma, atma that is accessible in terms of atma anubhava. Saha eva. Now mahavakya. That same atma is what? Mruti, like tattvamasi or ayam atma brahma. Mruti bhityadi rahitam brahma itaratna. That atma itself is brahma, free from samsara. So that asa anubhava gochar anubhava gocharaha atma, as pointed out as asau. Asau means this. This stands for direct indication. That direct indication can be only in terms of atma anubhava. That's why he has brought this atma. Now you can understand what is atma anubhava. It is not like any other anubhava where anubhavita, experiencer, making use of certain instruments, experiences something other than oneself. Actually in atma anubhava, anubhavita himself disappears. What is that only? Swaprakasha anubhava sarupa atma. But till then, all these things have to be taken care of. What are those? Inquiry, etc. has to be taken care of. Wrong notions about this embodiment as anatma, as I, etc. they have to be discarded. And to have that atma, what is required? Shuddha antakarna. Then only what happens? This chaitanya means the reflection of chaitanya, reflection of atma in its true nature is available. It's just like when you stand in front of a clean and plain mirror, what your reflection you get is exactly as your face. Suppose some deformity is there. There is a concave mirror or a convex mirror. You can enjoy the fun. There you can enjoy the fun. But here, suffer the samsara. Here you can't enjoy the fun. So here deformity means you have to suffer the samsara here. There you can enjoy the fun. Concave or convex is there, and you can make little maja. That's fine. Again, let us say this mirror is totally covered in the dust and all. You see dots of paints here and there. What will be your reflection there? Not clear, is it not? So like that. So antakarna must be properly ready. That is why the delay in gaining Atma Jnana is in preparing the antakarna. If ready frame is there, Vedanta is a matter of 3 minutes job. Little the fellow has to be made to figure out how is that what. This embodiment, etc. is not you, but Atma Anubhava is there, point out. This is what you are. So that being the case. So by more and more inquiry, because just first thing we should get convinced about this. That conviction must be there, yes, that this is what the Swarupa must be, and then one has to take to the means by which the mind can be prepared. Now, this is the who Shakayanya is going to tell now to whom the Brihadrata Raja, the means of gaining this Brahmajnana, sadhana traya, which we already know, but now the teaching is that it has to tell. For that, the next portion of Shruti. Atha khalviyam brahma vidya sarvopanishad vidya va rajan asmakam bhagavata maitreyena vyakhyata aham te kathayishyami. He says, because he wants to convince Brihadrata, what I have taught is not my brainwave. There is a parampara. Now see, Manana has to take place now. Shravana, actually almost Shravana is now over. The first round of teaching is over now. So now it has to be freed from doubt. For that he says, look, this teaching I got from so and so. Atha khaluyam brahma vidya. That means indeed this brahma vidya sarvopanishad vidya va. And it's the essence of all the Upanishad. That is brahma vidya. Rajan, O king, asmakam, to me. Means me and he may be having the co-disciples also. Bhagavata maitreyena. by that revered Maitreya, because he is the Shakha Pravartaka, not ordinary person, a Mantra Drashta, by that great sage Maitreya, Vyakhyata, it was taught. Aham means who? Shakayanyaha, te kathaishyami. What he taught to us, I am going to now teach you. Means what I have taught is strictly in conformity what was taught to me. So now let us see in that context. Brahmajnanasya sadhanatrayam aha. 3 means that are required to gain the Brahmajnana. What are those? Take this fifth stanza 50. Shravanam mananam dhyanam vidyaya sadhanam trayam ajnanam samshayo bhrantihi itte tesham nivartakam. Shravanam mananam dhyanam, add iti. Vidyayaha trayam sadhanam, add bhavati. Ajnanam samshayaha bhrantihi iti etesham nivartakam. These 3 are the sadhanas, the means of gaining Brahma Vidya. What are those? Shravanam, inquiry, Atma Vichara. Mananam, reflecting to clarify the doubts. Dhyanam, nididhyasana. Iti vidyayaha. Vidyayaha, which vidyayaha? Atma vidyayaha, Brahma vidyayaha. Trayam, 3. Sadhanam bhavati means threefold. Trayam means threefold sadhana. Threefold sadhana, 3 aspects are there of this sadhana bhavati. What do this sadhana do? In this order, they eliminate these things. Ajnanam samshayaha bhrantihi iti etesham nivartakam. What is eliminated by these 3 sadhanas? Shravana, Manana, Dhyana are in this order. Corresponding the what? Ajnana, Samshaya and Bhranti. Shravana eliminates the ignorance of your Swarupa. Manana removes the doubts about the Atma Swarupa. And again, Dhyana, Nididhyasana terminates all Bhranti, erroneous notions, erroneous cognitions, erroneous concepts about one's true nature. Iti etesham. Etesham means of Ajnana, Samshaya, Bhranti, or this Nivartakam, the one that terminates, eliminates, are Shravana, Manana and Dhyana. Means Shravana removes Ajnana, Manana removes Samshaya, Dhyana or Nididhyasana removes Bhranti. We'll see that what is Bhranti, etc. And these 3 actually have to be taken together. This we have already seen in the, somewhere elsewhere we have seen that in the context of Brihadaranyaka. Bhashyakara says, Yada, that is what? Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, they have to be taken together. He says, Yada, in the context of that, Atmavare Shrotavyaha Mantavyaha Atmavare Drashtavyaha Shrotavyaha Mantavyaha Brihadaranyaka 245 in that Bhasha he says Yada when Ekatvam Etani, these 3, what are Etani means? So Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, Sadhanani. When these 3 sadhanas, what are those 3 sadhanas? Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, he says Yada Ekatvam etani upagatani. When these are together, Ekatvam upagatani means these are together. Tada, at that time what happens? Samyak darshanam brahmaikatva vishayam prasidati. Then comes, then that means fructifies that knowledge, brahmatvaika darshana, knowledge of myself identical with Brahma, which is the samyak darshana, which is the right knowledge, prasidati, matures, it comes into existence. Na anyatha, not otherwise. When Shravana matrena, not simply by Shravana, this Samyak Darshana is not possible. Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasana is required because they remove correspondingly Ajnana, Samshaya and Bhranti. So what removes what? Let us say further says that correspondingly was told, he explains now. Gurupadesha Shravanat Ajnanam Vinivartate Upapatti Paramarshat Samshayanam Nivartanam Gurupadesha Shravanat Ajnanam Vinivartate. Second line as it is. Upapatti Paramarshat Samshayanam Nivartanam ad bhavati. Gurupadesha Shravana. By Shravana, by exposing to, listening means by taking to, exposing to. Gurupadesha, Upadesha of Guru. Upadesha of Guru means what? Acha. Whispering in the ear. Not that mantropadesha etc. Upadesha here is Atma Vichara. Inquiry that Atma Vichara means by exposing to Shravana. Shru Vichare. Actually, Shravana we translate as what? Listening. That not Shravana means what? Vichara, Atma Vichara. Shru also in the sense of Vichara means inquiry. So that Guru Padesha Shravana means not simply listening. By conducting the inquiry Atma Vichara in accordance with the teaching of the Guru. Otherwise that poor Guru with like a tape recorder, he will go on what? Go on talking and then what? Some punya will be there because it's Brahma. Brahma, whether you understand or not, even if you expose, no, some punya will be there, but not the jnana. So not jnana. Guru Padesha Shravanat Ajnanam Vinivartate. Ignorance about oneself goes. Then Upapatti Paramarsha. Upapatti is reasoning. Yukti. Yukti Paramarsha. By seeing the pros and cons, by analyzing what has been taught and what has been discovered, by taking to reasoning, Samshayanam Nivartanam. That's the doubts get dispelled. That is Manana. So that is first line is Shravana. Second line stands for Manana, reflection. By analyzing, seeing the pros and cons, how this is so, why not that way? So that way by inquiring further, by analyzing, so but with the help of reasoning, what happens? Samshayanam Nivartanam Bhavati. Samshayas get eliminated. Still, habitually taking the body as true, body as I, Jagat as true, these two habits still continue. For that Nididhyasana required. Nirantara dhyanatastu Nashyati Bhranti Vasana Rajante Shravanam Jatam Mananam Kuruyatnataha Nirantara Dhyanatastu. By continuous dhyana means taking dhyana here is nididhyasana. By continuously dwelling on the appreciation of Atma Swarupa, Bhranti Vasana Nashyati. What gets destroyed or eliminated? Bhranti Vasana. Vasana Samskaras. The Samskaras of Bhranti means the earlier impressions of taking the body as I and Jagat as real. Since when we have taken the body as I and Jagat as real? Anadi. Though I have discovered the Swarupa, those impressions are still continuing. Samskaras are what? By habit, I am prone to take to the body again as I, and again I take the Jagat as real. Those Bhranti Vasana Samskaras, earlier Samskaras, have to be now counteracted. By what? Counteracted by this thing? This is my Swarupa. By direct cognition of Atma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa, it has to be counteracted. So, that being the case, so that Bhranti Vasana, the Samskaras born of Bhranti, earlier erroneous notion, which give further experiences of Bhranti because of the latent impressions. So that Bhranti Vasana Nashyati goes by what? Nirantara Dhyana means Nirantara continuous Nididhyasana. Why? In Nididhyasana, I am directly, because knowledge is already there, I am directly appreciating my Swarupa. It counteracts the earlier erroneous Samskaras impression. Now, Shakayanya gives a certificate to Brahadrita. Rajan te Shravanam Jatam. By whatever I have taught you so far, O king, your Shravana is over. Shravan is over. Now what is to be done? Adhuna, after that add adhuna. Jatam adhuna. Now, yatnataha mananam kuru. With due great effort, means with proper effort, what do you know? Take to manana, take to reflection. Actually, the rest of the chapter is manana only. Nididhyasana is here and there slightly touched upon, because there is another, we'll see that. Afterwards will come that. Another Upanishad has told you, Maitreyopanishad or Maitriyopanishad. Same guy who Brahadrata is there, Shakayanya also there, but some other things also there. That is more highlighting Nididhyasana. Here Shravana and Manana, little Nididhyasana here and there passingly referred to as such.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं शोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ